Good morning, sunshine.
Good morning. Ready to go run in the rain?
I don't know about that. I don't even know if I want to walk across the thing to the gym over there.
Jesus, it's fucking boring.
It's been boring since I got up at 6.
You just want to get that on camera, didn't you?
No.
Is that it?
No. What's today?
Today is Tuesday, September 3rd. We have officially been on the road for 3 months. Today's driving day. Not a big driving day, which is kind of a nice change of pace, actually. The last two, we've made pretty big eastward pushes, and today we're heading a little bit south, also still kind of east, but it's a little shorter day. And this is a day in the life. 3 months in, this is what it looks like. Mm-hmm. That's what we're doing today.
Do you want to drive me to the gym?
No, I sure don't.
That's nice, right?
No,
That's
I sure
nice.
don't. So I just made my coffee. Karen's off to the gym. Today you're actually going to see what a day kind of looks like. It's a little bit tricky because it's a driving day, so it's not going to be super eventful. We have about a 4-hour drive to our next destination here in Texas. We have a few potential stops along the way. Those aren't confirmed yet. Most of our stuff is packed. I still have to run. If you've been following my shorts, I'm just starting a 30-day running challenge. Try to get myself some consistency with running again now that our hiking days are not done, but not going to be as frequent for the time being. That, in addition to some push-ups every day, feels good to be building some consistency again with that. I'm not expecting any kind of crazy results from it. Just building the consistent habit of doing it every day. I've never run every day for more than a week, even when I was marathon training. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Yeah, this is a day in the life. So that usually starts with coffee and either some reading, or in my case this morning, I'm gonna try and get some editing done before we get in the car. And I'll probably edit a little bit more once we're in the car. But yeah, I'm gonna get to work. So our workouts are done. My run turned into a bit of a fiasco. Same breeze that was in my face yesterday is in my face again today, but now it's got rain with it. Not fun. But at least it's over. It's the worst part of any driving day is now we gotta pack the car. And we don't have a whole lot of time to do it now, so I'm gonna go do that. That was a stressful 20 minutes. I'm drenched. How's it going?
It's good.
All right, so we've had a nice little pit stop here in Dallas. The rain is not helping us much, but we're currently in the Deep Ellum neighborhood. Seems like a cool neighborhood. Definitely would have liked to gotten out and walked around a little bit, but the rain is sort of precluding us from anything.
It's not just drizzling either,
it's proper raining. Yeah. Stopped by the area where the JFK assassination took place. Drove through this Deep Ellum neighborhood a little bit. Got some coffee at a local coffee roaster. Now we're heading out of town because we don't really feel like walking around in the rain. We've spent enough time, I think, in the rain today. We sort of just want to get on the road. So one thing we haven't addressed yet, as far as our driving days typically go, is how we eat, what we eat, especially on days when we're in the car for a lot longer. Today is not so bad, but typically what we'll do, I know, don't say it yet.
I didn't. I just read the sign.
We're making a stop for gas in a couple of minutes. There have been days where we've been driving and our nutrition is not so good, let's say. Not like we're eating shit, but it's like we're not eating very much at all on those days.
Yeah.
And that's no good. So these last few drives, particularly the longer ones, we've been trying to be a little bit better about at least making sure that we have something to eat for, the stretch that we're going to be in the car. It's either usually been some kind of leftovers that we have, or peanut butter and jelly sandwich or something like that. Try to make sure that we have something right before we go. I had my leftovers from last night's dinner. You've not had, but you also ate this morning. I didn't eat this morning.
I had a few spoonfuls of cottage cheese this morning.
Yeah, just trying to make sure that we kind of have something in our stomachs all day rather than just not eat anything. Because that just makes the day even more difficult and worse, honestly. Also trying to plan our driving days so we're not getting in to our destination so late. That's happened a few times now. We're eating at 9, 10 o'clock at night, which isn't always ideal.
Today should be good though.
Yeah, today's not going to be a problem like that. We've only got a couple hours left on our drive. We have 2 stops that we're making. One, we're stopping for gas in 12 minutes. Then we're making another stop in another town I'll talk about in a little while. And then we're at our destination. So, but the whole thing is within 3 hours. So it's not really a huge amount of driving. It's 2:15 right now. So we'll be rolling in there even a little bit earlier than what our normal dinner time probably is.
Yeah.
We're gonna get some gas now. Growing up in the southern hemisphere of New Jersey, a well-established Wawa man, I'm interested to see what all the hype is about with Buc-ee's. First thing I can tell you is it's true. It's fucking massive. Let's go take a look. Well, that was certainly an experience. How you doing?
Good. It was so cold in there.
It was freezing in there. I can't, like, it was great. I get what the hype is about. Massive. They have kind of everything.
Yeah.
They make a bunch of stuff there.
It's very clean. The bathrooms are very clean. They have your own stall door with a lock.
Now we do actually need to get gas.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that. Welcome to Waco. Excited?
Yeah.
It's a nice little town so far. Hey, sugar.
Definitely a come back to place.
Yeah, there's a lot more here than we thought. Just walking around, there's a ton here. You know, even though I'm not in Austin, I gotta make a stop. Also, to be clear, I'm going to Terry Black's because Hellberg's and Guess are both closed. All right, so we're heading out of Waco now. This is a pretty typical thing we do on our driving days. Is we'll try to make stops along the way if we can. Today was pretty easy because it wasn't an overall very long drive. We actually added probably about a half hour to what would have been our drive. It's always worth it. Where we have much longer driving days, it's not usual that we'll make too many stops. It's pretty much like when we drove from New Mexico to Texas, it was probably what, like a 9-hour drive?
We only stopped one time.
9.5-hour drive, and I think we stopped once just to get gas. Granted, that was all highway driving, so we were able to kind of cruise through it.
Yeah.
For a long drive, that's typically what we do. This was going to be overall like a 4-hour drive.
If it wasn't raining, we definitely would have spent a little bit more time in Dallas walking around, I think.
Yeah, and I think we might have, there's a good chance I feel like we might have tried to get like a little bit earlier start.
Well, yeah, the rain this morning was not cool.
Yeah, that kind of delayed things a little bit. I might have even tried to like have us both go for like a jog in Dallas at that point.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Yeah.
But in any event, you gotta adapt. That's part of the whole full-time travel thing. Yeah, so now I'm gonna get some editing done, which is typically what I do when we drive. I drove to Dallas this morning, but on a short drive, Karen will do the driving, and then for a longer drive, we'll split it. But when I'm not driving, that's when I'm editing or doing whatever. I get to that now. Well, we made it to Montgomery, Texas. That's our next stop. I'll explain why we're here later. This is often a thing that happens when we get to our destination. If it's not clear how to get to the place that we're staying at, as far as the actual unit, we end up walking around trying to find it. So that's what we're doing right now.
There is nowhere else to go here.
Interesting. I got no idea where we could even...
What's the number?
So now we walk aimlessly trying to find it. We managed to get in. View from our patio. Now it's time to bring all this shit in. And this is something we've only had at a hotel and our place in Duluth. That'll help because getting in is going to be tricky without it. Stairs and a long hallway involved. This is going to help. Yeah, so that whole thing I said about having the elevator and the luggage dolly, yeah, the elevator was out of service, so we ended up having to take all of our luggage, wheel it around, and then walk it up a flight of stairs and down the hall. So your boy is drenched, and it took a lot longer than we were thinking it was going to. But everything's in, and we're in for the night now. I definitely need my second shower of the day. We're gonna make a little dinner. Skull. Now, when we get in late sometimes, we don't always indulge in a beverage. However, it's not late. Well, it's late, but it's not late enough where we're gonna, make the cut. So, beverage it is. We're gonna reheat our leftovers. Luckily, we don't really have to cook anything. And we have to find a place to stay on Thursday. It's Tuesday, so we got 2 days. This is pretty much what an average driving day is. We think that we're gonna get in at a certain time. We never do.
Well, we were here, but it took a good 45 minutes to get all the shit in the condo.
Right, but even then it was like 7:30.
It was 7:30. Yeah.
So it wasn't like early like we
Yeah.
kind of thought it was going to be
Yeah.
today. That's usually how it goes.
It's fine though.
It's fine, and we've gotten used to it, and it's not a big deal. But,
Got to see other things, which is always a good thing.
yeah, I mean, days of straight driving kind of sucks. So when we have the opportunity to take some time and pop into a couple different places, it does help.
Definitely helps.
I think we've settled into that a little bit, and we definitely enjoy it.
I like it. Yeah.
It's nice. Any other updates for them? 3 months in, we're making the eastward push now. We're in Texas, and we're heading east and then north.
Yep.
Heading to Europe in a couple weeks. Gotta book those flights.
Yikes.
Still haven't done that yet.
Yikes. Please send help with packing.
For real, this one's gonna need some help with packing, but that's the update. All is well, and we're heading back east. You good?
Good.
All right.
Bye.
We'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.